The moment it happened, even the host looked stunned. Meghan Markle had been speaking calmly, measured, careful, almost rehearsed. Then, out of nowhere, her voice cracked. She stopped, looked down, and for a few seconds the room went completely silent. Not because of what she said, but because of what she couldn't. And now people are asking the same question. What pushed her to that point? Was it Prince Harry's upcoming return to the UK without her? The growing distance between the Sussexes and the royal family? Or was there something far more serious happening behind palace walls that nobody saw coming? Because once the pieces started coming together, this stopped looking like just another emotional interview. It started looking like a breaking point. For weeks, speculation around Prince Harry's next trip to Britain had been building quietly. The Invictus Games, one of the few projects Harry still speaks about with genuine passion, is set to host a major event next month in the UK, and insiders confirmed he would be attending. Alone. No Meghan. No Archie. No Lilibet. At first it sounded simple: scheduling conflicts, family logistics, the usual explanations. But royal watchers noticed something strange. This wasn't just another solo appearance. It was shaping up to be something bigger. Because behind the scenes there were whispers that Harry had hoped this trip could open a door. Not publicly, not for cameras, but privately. A meeting. A conversation. A chance to repair what's been broken for years. And according to sources close to the situation, that's where everything fell apart. The request, reportedly initiated through private channels, wasn't about ceremony. It was said to be personal, quiet, a reconciliation effort between Harry, King Charles, and Prince William. No press. No statements. No headlines. Just family. But the answer that allegedly came back was ice cold. No. And not just no. Reports claim the palace refused to arrange any private meeting at all. No sit-down with King Charles. No audience with William. Nothing. At first, nobody knew how deeply that decision had hit Meghan. Until the interview. She appeared composed at first, speaking about motherhood, balancing public life and protecting her children from pressure. It felt familiar, carefully controlled. Then the conversation shifted. The interviewer asked a simple question. Do you still believe reconciliation is possible? It should have been easy. Instead, Meghan froze. Her expression changed instantly. You could see it, that moment when someone is trying to hold something together. And then came the tears. Not dramatic, not staged, quiet, almost reluctant. She admitted for the first time that she had hoped this year would be different. That after King Charles, health struggles and the growing tension within the monarchy, there might finally be room for healing. But according to Meghan, every attempt to reach out had gone unanswered, or worse, rejected. And suddenly the picture looked very different. Because until now, much of the public believed Harry was the one pushing hardest for peace. But Meghan's breakdown suggested something else. That she may have been carrying this burden longer than anyone realized. And then came the twist nobody expected. During the same interview, Meghan reportedly revealed that the original plan had once included Archie and Lilibet visiting the UK with Harry. That's important. Because for years, the children have remained almost entirely absent from royal life. No public family gatherings. No major palace appearances. Very limited contact. And according to Meghan, this trip was supposed to change that. A private moment, a chance for the children to reconnect with their grandfather. Possibly even their cousins. But once the palace declined the private meeting, the plan collapsed. That changes everything. Because it suggests Harry's trip isn't just about Invictus anymore. It may now carry a completely different emotional weight. A solo return to the country he once called home, knowing the bridge he wanted to rebuild might still be burning. And this is where things get even more complicated. Some royal insiders argue the refusal wasn't personal at all. They claim security concerns, timing issues, and ongoing trust problems made a meeting impossible. Remember, relations between Harry and William, have reportedly been at their lowest point since the release of Harry's memoir, Spare. That book changed everything. Private arguments became public. Family secrets became headlines. And according to insiders, William hasn't forgotten. Some say he can't. King Charles, meanwhile, remains in a difficult position, caught between father and monarch. Wanting peace, perhaps, but unable to ignore the damage. But Meghan's emotional response has reignited an uncomfortable question. How long can this continue? Because whether people support her or not, one thing became impossible to ignore in that interview. She looked exhausted. Not angry. Not defiant. Tired. Like someone who had reached the edge of trying. And viewers noticed. Social media exploded within minutes. Some called it genuine heartbreak. Others accused her of timing it perfectly ahead of Harry's UK return. The divide was immediate. But there was one detail that kept standing out. At one point, Meghan reportedly said, "You can only knock on a locked door for so long." That line spread fast. Because it sounded less like hope. And more like surrender. Now all eyes are on Harry. He's expected to arrive in Britain next month for the Invictus event, facing not just cameras but questions. Will he attempt to see his father anyway? Will William respond? Or will this trip confirm what many have feared for years, that reconciliation is no longer possible? And maybe the biggest question of all. If Meghan has finally stopped trying, what does that mean for Harry? Because sometimes the hardest part of going home isn't being rejected. It's realizing there may not be a home left to return to.